Time having arrived, I call this regular session of the Brockton Housing Authority meeting to order. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, June 22nd. We are at the Mayor Bill Carpenter Executive Room, Manning Tower, 45 Garden Road, first floor, Brockton, Mass. A notice has been posted at City Hall and on the website. The agenda is here as follows. This is a public hearing and all are invited. Chair Timothy J. Sullivan, Vice Chair Ernest Pettiford, Member Janet R. Trask, Treasurer Cal Roberts. You are hereby given notice that the members of the Brockton Housing Authority are called to meet in a regular session on Thursday, June 22nd, 2023 at 4 p.m. in the Mayor Bill Carpenter Executive Boardroom, Manning Tower, 45 Garden Road, first floor, Brockton, Mass. 02301. This meeting / hearing of the Brockton Housing Authority will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting / hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person virtual attendance accordingly. The public is invited to view and/or listen to the meeting via phone, computer, laptop, or tablet. To do so, download the Zoom Cloud Meeting app in any app store or at www.zoom.us. At 4 p.m. on June 22nd, 2023, click on and join the meeting and enter meeting ID number 839-5714-0191, passcode 900337, or use the link http://zoom.us/839-571-40191. You may also join by calling conference at 1-646-558-8656 at 4 p.m. on June 22nd, 2023, and enter the meeting ID 839-571-40191, passcode 900337, followed by the pound sign. The board chair will instruct participants on the appropriate time and manner for public comment during the meeting. If we can please rise and remove our hats, if you can, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have to read off the COVID-19 from the governor. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and state of emergency, on March 12, 2020, Governor Baker issued an executive order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 20. Pursuant to the order, public bodies are temporarily relieved from the open meeting laws requirements that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. That was extended to April 1st, 2021, extended again April 1st, 2022, extended again July 1st, 2022, extended again July 15th, 2022, extended again to March 31st, 2023 by Governor Baker, and then again on extended to March 31st, 2025 by Governor Maura Healey. We need a roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettiford.
Here.
Commissioner Roberts.
Here.
Mr. Chairman.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, I do want to let you know that Commissioner Trask is just having a little bit of technical difficulty getting on. We sent the link to her, and hopefully it will. She'll be on shortly.
Just so everybody knows, we have a board of 5. 3 is the quorum. So we have our 3, myself, Carol, and Ernie, who's on Zoom. Item 2, Approval of the minutes of the special meeting of May 9th, 2023, at the regular meeting on May 25th, 2023. Item A in your packet. Mr. Tebow?
Mr. Chairman, I've had the opportunity to review the minutes. I find them to be in order and would recommend that they be approved as written.
We need a motion, second,
So
item.
moved. So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Ernest Pettiford, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to approve the minutes of the special meeting of May 9th, 2023, and the regular meeting of May 25th, 2023, as written. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Pettiford,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, motion carries unanimous. Item 3, hearing of visitors. Any member of the public is invited to speak before this board. Visitors wishing to be heard must sign in with their name, address, and contact number before the start of each meeting. Each visitor will be allowed 3 minutes to speak on each subject. The board will take any issue under advisement and respond at a later date. Total time for hearing of visitors will be limited to 15 minutes, which will be strictly enforced. There will be no passing your 3 minutes. All visitors can be heard on agenda items only. Are there any hearing of visitors?
I do want to just let the board know that Commissioner Trask has joined the meeting. I also do want to let the board know that Jay DeGrace is on the meeting, and I just want to inform Mr. DeGrace, I was told you'll be at our meeting tomorrow, our annual meeting.
Yes, I'll be there at the Dalton Teen Challenge right over on Clifton Ave.
Correct. We do have a 5-minute slot here to speak.
Whatever you need, you know I'm there. I'm willing.
Thank you, Mr. DeGrace.
No problem.
I'll ask, any hearing of visitors? Hearing none. Item 4, correspondence. Mr. Tebow?
The board members, I have included a letter that I wrote to the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, the new DHCD. It's regarding my contract. They had come back with the contract that you approved and had said they wanted a couple of things changed in the language. I have told them why that wouldn't be to the benefit of the Brockton Housing Authority. I have spoken to Mr. Stone of the executive office, and he has agreed, so that they will be approving it. But again, I just want to point out that this board has not only negotiated my contract, they questioned the specific items during negotiations. Commissioner Aziaf in 2013 questioned the sick leave buyback because he was a member of NAGE, the National Association of Government Employees. And he saw that they got a 20% buyback, unlimited. I had pointed out that in that case with the Brockton Housing Authority, my payout, if I were to retire, would triple. And the board said, well, no, we don't want to do that. We'll do our policy. And then the other one was that, the half days that we have, they said, well, you can't have that, but you can have 3 personal days, which I said doesn't make sense, which would mean I would be working here in the office when nobody's here and take the personal days off whenever I wanted to. And they agreed that it didn't make sense. So I just wanted to, again, you are a mature board. Commissioner Sullivan, you've negotiated hundreds of contracts as a union representative, as a school committee person. Mr. Pettiford has done hundreds of contracts as a board member here, as a businessman. I don't know, it doesn't seem to respect the capability of the board. So, and I stated that.
DHCD has changed their name.
And now the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities.
Yes.
Where'd that come from?
Well, it's actually Governor Healy has come in and said this housing is more important to my administration than what the old department was. The old department was a department, which is down here in the government.
Yeah.
In the state government, there's executive officers that actually sit at the table with the governor and do work with her agenda and that, so it's elevated the prestige or the importance of housing in the state of Massachusetts. It's a good thing. It's a hard name to remember. Executive officer, livable community.
Livable.
What do they keep all the old people, the old workers?
Yes, I have not seen any wholesale staff changes. That might happen. That sometimes happens with changes in administration, but I have not seen that.
Just the way you understand it, this is your answer back to them,
This is my answer back to them, yes.
and they answered back.
Yes, I spoke to Ben Stone, who is the Director of Public Housing and Rental Assistance for the department, and he has agreed that you were right.
Like to hear that.
Well, you were right. You, again, this was questioned. This was discussed.
We need a motion and a second, item 4. And the motion is just to put on file.
Oh, so moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Kenneth Trask. Motion is to accept the correspondence and put on file. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Motion carried unanimous.
Five, road, page
Item
five,
5,
road, check, page.
approval of the bills of the regular meeting of June 22nd, 2023. Exhibit B in your packet. Commissioner Roberts.
Yes, I reviewed the bills with Mr. Tebow. There were a couple of questions and they were answered to my satisfactory. And I make a motion to accept the bills for the May meeting.
We need a second.
second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Ernest Pettifat. Motion is to approve the bills of the regular meeting of June 22nd, 2023 as presented. Any question or discussion?
Make a correction, I said May. Instead of June.
I think you are right. It is
Yeah.
Mayville.
May bill.
Yeah, it's always a month behind.
But it's always the
Yeah,
bills
the-
presented at the
the
meeting of
meeting.
June 21st. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Any other questions? Item 5? Or discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Item 6, appointment of home ownership leasing agent. Exhibit C in your packet.
If I could ask Mr. Fluff to speak on this, please.
Thank you, Mr. Tebow, members of the board. As you know, the rental assistance department is a very busy department. And for the last several months, they've had 2 openings, which means overtime for the current staff, picking up the work that has to be done, making sure that recertifications are done. And as you can see from my memo, we did quite extensive rounds of interviews. Something I heard a long time ago, whether it was Mr. Sergi or somebody else that said that the best way to prevent personnel problems in the future is to make good hires. And I firmly believe today that we're presenting to you 2 very good hires. So that's why it took so long for us to find the right people. Concesto dos Santos lives here in Brockton. She presented during her interviews with her answers as a very mature woman who understands our clientele, working at the neighborhood health center for many years, helping their clients work through mass health applications, problems with mass health, setting up appointments, making sure that things were going to get done right. She's worked there since 2009, which shows that she is not, can I say, a flitterbug between jobs. So many people we see now are a year here, a year there, moving all over. To find somebody who stays with somebody for that long is great. So she's bilingual in English and Cape Verdean, which is very helpful to our Cape Verdean population. You can see from her resume. The committee of myself, Chris Bonnie, who would be here, but she's on vacation this week, love deserve, she hardly ever goes away. And Tamara Collymore, as the office manager, did the interviews, the union participated as observers during all the interviews. So we're asking that you appoint Ms. Dos Santos.
If I could just add on, can we refer to as CC, that's the name you go by?
Yes.
CC, she's, I did meet with her, she's a very impressive woman, has a very impressive life story, she has empathy. That's the things that we talk about, work ethic, empathy, how to work with other people, and I know that's important to this board. So I do think she'll be a good addition. We do help thousands of people, and many of them you probably saw at the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center or at self-help even further back.
We need a motion and a second, item 6. By anybody?
So move.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Janet Pratt. Motion is to appoint Conceição de Rosa Dos Santos of Brockton to the position of homeownership leasing agent effective July 10th, 2023 at the 2022 step 1 rate of $42,408 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Sullivan, just Chairman.
Yes, the motion carries unanimous. Welcome to
Right.
Congratulations.
very happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You come up for a second. Say hi to everybody.
It's pastries.
Yeah, we would like some pastries.
Everybody.
Hello. Excuse me, we order that. Is it okay to call you Steve?
Yes.
We just wanted to say that it's been a while since we have people here in person. We normally do everything over Zoom ever since COVID. We're glad to have you here. Number one, is we put our tenants first. Without them, they don't need me, they don't need Tom, they don't need you. We have to have them. Each one of them can have a bad day at any particular time, just overlook it. You know, don't give anybody a hard time, and you can find them. You'll love the job. Welcome aboard. Can I shake your hand?
Congratulations.
Nice, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
And I give you my hand.
That's different, Janet. Item 7, appointment of home ownership leasing agent, exhibit D in your packet. Mr. Tebow?
If I could ask Mr. Flo to speak on this also.
And as I just told you, we had 2 openings in the department. Caused quite a commotion down there. So we send out millions of dollars every month to landlords throughout Brockton and beyond. We have over 2,000 vouchers and the people need to be recertified. Have apartments inspected, negotiations with landlords, leases approved. So it's a very busy job. And during our interview process, we believe we found another great candidate in Miriam Divers. As you can see from Miriam's resume, she works at the Judge Rotenberg Center, which is for severely challenged people and youth. And that, we believe, shows the type of empathy that she has. She says it's great when she goes there and she helps them learn how to tie their shoes. And she really gets a lot of satisfaction from them. But also as important, she works at Amazon. Anybody who knows anybody who's worked at Amazon knows that that's an awful job. They make you work.
Hard.
They make you work. They make you work. And so those two attributes, hard worker and empathetic, I think of in both of these candidates. Ms. Divers is also bilingual in English and Haitian Creole. Again, will come in very handy with our population to help them understand the rules of the program so that they don't get into trouble.
So if I could follow up on what Mr. Fluff said, Miriam has worked at the Rottenberg Center, which is one side of the house. We work with people who are somewhat challenged and some who just need financial assistance. You also have a background, and she also has a background in financial accounting. She had her associates in accounting, and what we do in that department is account for the millions and millions and millions of dollars that go out the door, and we do it in a way that has to be held up to scrutiny. Mr. Fluff knows a little bit about Amazon the same way I do. My wife worked there for a while. Came home and told me what she was doing, which was run, so many packages per minute. So that's where the hard work comes in. And she does have the demeanor, I believe, that to work with the people that we work with.
We need a motion and a second. Item 7.
Motion to accept?
And a
So
second.
moved?
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to appoint Miriam Divers of Taunton to the position of homeownership leasing agent effective July 10th, 2023 at the 2022 step 1 rate of $42,408 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes, motion carried, unanimous.
And you have a bachelor's from UMass Boston. That's very impressive.
We were just gonna
She's
say,
working on it.
Oh, well, that's good enough for me.
we were just gonna say the same thing I said to her, PT. We put our tenants first. Here, without them, we don't need you or me. We'll try to put them first. Take care of them. And you do fine. Come on over, take your hand.
Congratulations, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Yeah, you're leaving Amazon, right?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Why, you missing a package?
Oh, no, I know what that type of job is like.
Mr. Chairman, if I could take them over to.
You always do.
They always,
Karen,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, take care.
We have a meeting here once a month, and you go walk and come, you wanna come? Just post it down.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Item 8, award of contract, coinless operated laundry machine, lease, exhibit E in your packet. Mr. Abel?
If I could ask Mr. Padula to speak on this, please?
Afternoon, commissioners. Good afternoon, Mr. People.
Good afternoon.
This contract award request is for the coinless operated laundry machine. It's a lease contract. Between March 20, 2023 and April 11, DHA advertised in all the usual locations that were required to advertise. We also delivered 21 invitations via email to a number of vendors that we thought may be interested in the service. The offer was also posted in the BHA bulletin board downstairs in front of our office downstairs. And this solicitation was a little different than the ones that we have done in the past. In the past, we have done requests for bids, so the price was the major factor in determining the selection of the successful contractor. In this case, we did a request for proposal, which means that the selection is based more on the qualifications, the background, the ethical aspect of the vendors. And money and cost was secondary, but yet also important. An evaluation committee was created in order to make the selection and the evaluation of the proposals fair. The members of the committee were the director of asset management, the director of maintenance, the asset manager for Campello and Bel-Air Heights, and the maintenance office manager. The evaluation summary, we attached it to your handout here. If you have any questions, please let me know. On April 27th, the submission deadline, we received 2 proposals. One from Fowler Laundry Solutions from New Jersey, and the other one from the current vendor, Automatic Laundry of Western. The 2 companies were interviewed on June 6, 2023. Each company was allowed up to 1 hour to present their proposal and ask questions and answer questions of clarification nature. The 2 companies, actually, yes, the 2 companies were checked, the references were checked, and there were no negative findings. Both companies checked out okay, including the same.gov, which is the federal government site. I recommend that a motion be made to award the coinless operated laundry machine lease for a period of 3 years to Fowler Laundry Solutions of New Jersey. For the share revenue to BHA of 67.1%. So that's essentially the money that comes back to us. This is the 67.1% is based on the $2 per cycle that was approved by RAD. not long ago.
One question,
Yes, sir.
do they have an office here in this state?
They will establish an office here. They do not. Yet.
I was thinking repairs, the machines need repairs, parts.
By the time that we will roll this out, which should be roughly about 120 days from now, they will have a base of operation.
We can call them, they'll come anytime.
The response time, I believe, that we require is 24 hours.
Wow. The people will be happy to hear that.
Yes, I think this,
It will be ecstatic.
this service represented an improvement versus the previous one that we had. And it involves essentially getting a card reader and getting a card and putting your card in the card reader and running the cycles. Your dryer, your washing machine. So there will not be as much of a need to look for coins, which is something that our tenants have been doing for quite a while. Looking for coins. So there'll be a lot less of that.
Yeah. This seems to be an ongoing issue over and over again that we have to deal with it.
It is. It's a very important service that we provide. It does require maintenance. We were not at all happy with the response time at times. The resident advisory board had advised us over and over and over that, and that which was the reason why we went out to bid. And so, you know, it is again, it's a very important part of what we provide to our residents. And I hopefully this company will stand up to everything we said, but we will be watching them, and so won't the residents.
Yes, indeed.
One other question, Joe, on that 67.1%.
That is the percentage of revenue coming back to us on $2. Yeah. For every time $2 going to the machine, 67% of that comes back to me.
We use around $100, we get $67.10.
Which we didn't get before.
We're getting less than that. Even the current company is proposing 52%, 52.5%, so less money would come back to us.
So it was saying service was more important than money, but the company that rated best for service also gives us the most money.
What, Joe?
Yes.
Good deal.
Yeah.
We need a motion and a second, item 8.
So moved.
Second,
Well, that was quick, Janet.
Well, I wanted to make Carol happy.
yeah, thank you. I don't have to run tank for quarters anymore.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to award a 3-year contract for Fowler Laundry Solutions of New Jersey for the lease of coinless operated laundry machines for the shared revenue to the Brockton Housing Authority of 67.1% based on a wash and dry cycle of $2 each for the first year. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
I just have one question. Will the machines be, they're gonna be operated, but when they go to put money on the card, does the machine take cash or
There will
credit?
be a kiosk right next to the machines.
Mhm.
They can load money into that card.
Yeah.
And then take the card and
Then they could put a $10 bill in.
they can put a $10 bill,
Yeah.
that $10 will go into the card, and the card will work just like your debit card.
Yeah, no, but when they're getting there, some people will put cash in, but some of the laundromats, you don't have to use cash, you can put it on your debit card.
Right, Visa, American Express, all of that.
Okay. That's what I need to know, so I can tell for people.
Any other questions, discussion? Item 8. Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Kiva.
Commissioner Pettifat,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, motion carries unanimous. Thank you.
Do I
Nice
get
job.
applause?
Yes, you do. Nice job.
yes, yes.
Yes.
The corn lady's not gonna be happy. You want to-
Thank you.
Item 9, approval of addendum number 1, architect design change, section 18, Campello High Rise Project. Exhibit F in your packet. Mr. Kiva.
If I could ask Mr. Barry to speak on this,
Thank you,
please.
Mr. Table. Good afternoon, board members. During the initial design phase of the Campbell High Rise, it seemed necessary for us to change from renovation to new construction, due in part to the floodplain and the original construction design. The authority's designer, Eaton Company Architects, has put forward an addendum that encompasses the additional work. Authorities team has negotiated the addendum with Deeds and Company Architects and believe it to be a fair and acceptable as we move forward with the contract assignment from Deeds and Company Architects to BWA Architects Incorporated. We recommend a motion to approve addendum number 1 to Deeds and Company Architects Incorporated in the amount of $145,991 for the design change to new construction at the Section 18 Campbell High Rise project.
If I could just put this in some terms, so we went from rehabilitation to new construction. The original company that we were doing business with, after a while, we didn't feel that we were up to this job, so we have negotiated an assignment to a new architect, BWA, and this is the last money that we owe to Dietz. The job did change significantly. There was some additional monies that we would owe to them, and we felt that we just needed to make a change, and this is to finalize that change.
We need a motion and a second, item 9.
So move.
It's a quick question. Now, the designer that we've seen at the meetings are no longer the ones.
The original, no.
No, let me just say, it's not that easy. So the gentleman, the tall, thin gentleman that you saw,
Yeah.
Lee Morissette, he's no longer there. The gentleman who was shorter, think he looks like Harrison Ford. He is Steve Baker is the lead now. So he was always there.
Okay,
It just sort of changed the lead.
Okay, okay. I
He was
got you.
actually the very, very first one doing existing condition report before we even went out for the design.
Okay, okay.
And we talked about this might change over time a few times, right?
Correct.
Last month,
It's been on I'm on my report for the last couple of
Yeah.
months.
yeah.
I'll
One-
second.
I have one question as well. The $145,000. Is that, what is that for? What is they, is that because of the book?
Not so much the book, I mean, that's obviously that. So we were again going in just to do renovation work. Okay, now we're doing renovation in 2 high rises. Now we're going in, we're gonna build 3 new buildings and do demolition to 2 high rises. By doing that, you're also including all the additional site work and the cut and fill of the site, because we have to move it up and down to get all these buildings at the same location. So there was additional design and same with the heating system, the air conditioning system, all of that changed when it came to new construction as opposed to renovation. As Tom had said, we found out once we started into this, that we couldn't, where the building is, we couldn't spend any HUD money to do this work and to move forward with the existing building.
What I'm driving at.
Yeah.
Did they do enough work to earn $145,000?
Yes.
You know, they asked for a lot more, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Barry, they asked for significantly more. Mr. Barry got down, and there's the listing on the page on exactly what it is. Most of it actually isn't going to the
No.
architect, it's going to electric and engineer services, Nagel, Lim Construction, CBA Landscaping. So it's mostly going to others.
Moving the earth.
Yeah. Even again, you'll see the electrical was to be upgrading, putting a handful of outlets in the existing apartment and doing some upgrades in the unit. Now we're having them design 3 new buildings of electrical systems throughout, bringing it in from the street, all the, other things like that.
So after today.
Yeah.
Deep and company act will be no longer with us.
Correct.
And it has been a very professional
Yes.
transfer assignment, Dietz has been very good, they've shared all the information, there's been no hard feelings, well, maybe a little bit, but, nothing that's not unprofessional.
And just one final question, for Tom, Dietz and company couldn't handle the new buildings rather than the old.
But I'll answer. Dietz and Company was owned by a woman by the name of Carrie Dietz. She came in and really sold us on her company. She then retired. They had another principal lead. It looked like they had a lot of work and it looked like they were overwhelmed. They were short-staffed, and so we didn't think they had the capacity to do it. I'm sure they're fine architects, but you can't work 26 hours a day. And that's what we were hearing. We're hearing, well, we were working on this at 2 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes it showed that they were working on it at 2 o'clock.
On the way into the meetings, they were working design in the car. So, you know, and became one of those problems.
And this is the way business is going these days, correct? I mean, everything is half at home and half,
Yes, no, there's been a lot of changes. Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
The capacity is really, I think, what it really hurt. And then trying to find people to replace the people that left. They're actually at graduation in, New York and stuff, trying to get out, coming out of school.
It seems like everybody's having it.
Yes, universal, absolutely.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Ernest Pettifat, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to approve addendum number 1 to the contract with Dietz and Company Architects Incorporated in the amount of $145,991 for the design change, the new construction for the Section 18 Campello High Rise project. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes, motion carries unanimous. Item 10. Approval of 2023 AHVP income limits, exhibit G in your packets.
If I could ask, Mrs. Rose to speak on this, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What you have before you are the income limits for the AHVP program, which is the alternative housing voucher program, the state voucher program that we have to assist those that are under the age of 60 and disabled. So we're asking that the board adopt those income limits moving forward.
Just one question for me. Are these income limits lower or higher than they were last year?
They're higher than last year.
They're higher.
If I can make a comment, very, very, very few, if any, people ever get close to these income limits. The people that we assist, our average person has income somewhere around $13,000, who's elderly or disabled. But the state adjusts them and send them down for us to use the program policy.
We need a motion in a second. Item 10.
okay. So moved.
second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, second by Commissioner Ernest Pettifat. Motion is to approve the 2023 AHVP income limits as presented. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carried. Unanimous. Item 11, approval of 2023 MRVP income limit, exhibit H in your packet. Mr. Tebow.
If I could ask Mrs. Rose to speak on this, please.
Again, this is another state voucher program Massachusetts Rental Voucher Program, which is for, families and individuals, the state voucher program. So again, that's moving to the top one for eligibility.
For me, the DHCD now has changed to that one,
Mhm.
so we don't need it to stay on this.
Well,
It says DHCD.
yeah, but their name was, that was their name. They just changed.
Oh,
They
okay.
just changed.
We don't need to change it on this, though?
No, we're fine.
Okay,
They just changed.
Most of the regulations, Mr. Chairman, still refer to DHCD, so I don't know how they're going to adjust that. But, so DHCD is still in existence in the regulations.
And if you go on their website under their new name, you will still say DHCD incorrectly, so you know you're on the right page.
we need a motion and a second, item 11.
So moved?
second,
Motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Ernest Pettifat. Motion is to approve the 2023 MREP income limit as presented. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, motion carries unanimous. Item 12, approval of 2023 HUD income limits, exhibit I in your packet. Tebow?
I'd like to ask, Mr. Barry's gonna get a little jealous that you've been up here. It's usually his show, so like, please.
You're stealing his show.
Yes. These are the HUD implements that we use for all of our other programs, also, to determine eligibility and continue that.
This includes families and homeowners and
For, public housing and the other voucher.
We need a motion and a second, item 12.
so moved.
Second?
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trask. Motion is to approve the 2023 HUD income limit as presented. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Pettifat,
yes,
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you for meeting.
Yeah.
Item 13, Executive Director's Report, Exhibit J in your packet. Mr. Tebow?
Just I'd like to do some highlights quickly here. We are, Mr. Sheedy and Miss Lawler are working with this company called Kaboom, a nonprofit, to bring a playground up to Washburn Heights. It really is a substantial effort. I have to give Miss Lawler a lot of credit. She's the one who took the bull by the horns and said, let's get this done. But if we're successful at it, it will be an event. It will be a week-long build where you get 50, 60 people. You go there and you build it. The Housing Authority has to do some logistics there. We have a small financial donation we make, but we're really excited about that happening. As I said, on the Section 18, as you just completed, we have done the transition. We are working with BWA. They're already dove right into it. They're making a lot of great suggestions. So we're continuing to move ahead with the Campello job. The mayor's office is holding ice cream socials at all of our buildings on the 20th. So 2 days ago, they were at Campello. Looks like they had a great turnout there. They will be going to all of our sites. The mayor's office is also working with the Housing Authority and Brockton Area Transit to arrange some, transportation to the mayor's, summer concerts held at Heights Crossing. We haven't got the details on that, but we're looking forward to get that done. We are, Kennedy Drive Community Room, we're moving on that. We're just waiting, just like everything, a couple of supplies that, have to be, got, materials are tough to get going, so we're moving along with that. The security cameras are here at Crescent Court, Hillside Village, and at Roosevelt Heights. So, and as I said, I just touched upon some of the things I put in my report. I'll be glad to answer any questions we have. This is the biggest report we've ever had.
You see, it's 1 page.
Well, I've been doing this for a while, just to make sure that I keep you, you know, you'll see things are updating, especially on Campello, especially on the capital jobs. I think it's important because the Campello job is years long, and it develops, as we go. I want to make sure you're up to date on that. The hiring, as you know, has been an issue, so I try to keep you up to date on that, where we're moving on that. And then the capital projects that Chris might turn around in 3-4 months are now taking 10 months, 12 months. He has an HVAC job at Caffrey Towers that I think it's almost a year. The supply chain issue is on the materials there. So I just want to keep you up to date. So if people are asking you or you have questions about it, that
Very happy to hear about the playground.
it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm really hoping, because that's a state development. The state would never have money for that. And this is a private foundation.
Wonderful.
We need a motion and a second, item 13. The motion is just to put on file.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to accept the executive director's report for June 22nd, 2023, and put on file. Any discussion or questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Pettifat,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Unanimous. Item 14. Review of annual meeting details, exhibit K in your packet. People?
So you should all have this in front of you. This is for tomorrow's meeting. And we want to go through it to make sure everybody understands what their role will be. The meeting will be starting promptly at noon time. We really are tight on time, although it looks like the mayor gave us 5 minutes. So we will start out at noon with the Pledge of Allegiance. We then have a lovely young lady from Brockton High School. She just recently graduated a couple of weeks ago, Esther Onega, who will be singing the national anthem.
She's great.
Oh, you do know her?
Yeah.
I thought you might. Yeah, so we're excited. That's always one of the highlights of the meeting to me, to see the young talented people coming from the high school, and I was their age at one time, and I never had that poise. They come across, it really impresses me. I will then do the introductions of the board, of any elected officials, any dignitaries that are there. I usually recognize department heads or their delegates. I will recognize Jada Grace, Jeanette
I
Grab.
appreciate that.
I still have 5 minutes for you, Jay. So that will take probably about 5 minutes to go through, depending on the amount of people that we have there. The next is that you, the chairman, would call the meeting to order. It says on our agenda that there will be remarks by Mayor Sullivan. At that time, Mr. Chairman, if you'd like, you could say that the mayor has sent along his staff members, and he is sorry that he could not make it due to unforeseen circumstances, but that he supports the work of the, Brockton Housing Authority and the employees that they do every day. We can talk a little bit about that tomorrow too, Mr. Chairman. We then go to service awards. Susan, I believe we have 5.
5.
We have, so it's, if you remember last year, we had a big group because we were doing
Mhm.
years worth of service awards. This year it'll be a smaller group. On this, the Chairman Sullivan will call the employee's name. So 15-year award to John Jones. They'll come up. Commissioner Trask, you'll hand them the award. We won't have you walking up and down the steps like we did last time.
Oh, please, no.
So we have done that, and we will get a picture with you, the 3 of you on each one. As I said, that'll be 5 employees. Mr. Chairman, you will then ask me to present the annual report. It's a wonderful annual report. We do highlight a staff person. She's a wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. Her name might begin with T and her last name R, but I'm not sure.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And her top-notch associate, Chris Lane Bonnie. Chris Lane Bonnie was going to cancel her vacation that her kids put together for her so she could be at the meeting. We said, no, you will be there in spirit. We'll keep your spirit there. Well, her family wasn't gonna let her do that anyway. So that will be wonderful. I think you'll be happy with the annual report. If you are interested, at the end of this, I do have a video. We have at the end of my talk on it, which I'll talk probably somewhere between 7 and 9 minutes, hopefully closer to 7. And then there is a video, a 4-minute video that we have that it highlights one of our family self-sufficiency people, and it really brings home the story. Our theme this year is moving forward together. Moving forward together, looking to the future. What's the future of the Brockton Housing Authority? What's the future of affordable housing? How do we deal with the problems that we have today? We really can't just do the same old thing. It has to be new. Campello is a wildly new thing. Moving to work allows us to do new things. So that's what the theme of the report is. Commissioner Roberts makes a motion to accept the Brockton Housing Authority annual report. Commissioner Pettiford seconds that report. Then we have the election of the officers, which was already done, but we'll do this in public. Chairman Sullivan, you'll introduce Commissioner Roberts. Commissioner Roberts, you'll make a motion to elect the following slate of officers for 2023. And Chairman Timothy Sullivan, Vice Chairman Ernest Pettiford, Treasurer Cal Roberts, Member Janet Trask. Okay. Commissioner Pettiford, you'll second that motion. This is an important second, Commissioner Pettiford, because it hangs out there. You don't want people to think, oh, we don't support the slate.
Okay.
Then the adjournment, Commissioner Roberts makes the motion to adjourn. Commissioner Pettiford seconds that motion. You'll have this in front of you. There. Susan will have that. Then we have lunch. Hopefully lunch will start between 12:35 and 12:40. We give it a half an hour from that, for that. They'll roll up. They're very good. I don't know if you remember. It's like a group of army ants comes out. They just spread out. So they get lunch on the table. So the first person who gets lunch and the last person who gets lunch, it's within 5 minutes. It's not, I don't want the fact that, we give a half an hour and one person has no lunch put in front of them at the very end. And we've talked about that.
What is the one from?
I don't know, so what is it?
Chicken,
Some kind of chicken.
Chicken again?
chicken again.
You can never go wrong on chicken.
You have to do chicken.
Commissioner
Huh?
Roberts and Commissioner Trask said they were glad to
Tim
give you
Purple.
the selection job next year.
I don't want it.
Well, the menu is like 5 pages long.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Long.
It's one of those things where just give me 3 choices, please. If I'm hungry.
Maybe 100.
And then the presentation of the person of the year will be Bernie Moderano. I do have some words that I'd like to say. Any other board member is welcome to say whatever, you know, they feel if you have a relationship with him, or if you have, you know, some words that you'd like to say, but I certainly can speak to it. I've worked with, Mr. Materano for 30 years. So I've been here 32, he's been here 31. I beat him by a year. But his career was 50 years. He spent 20 years somewhere else.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, please.
Up here where it says elections of officers, is Tim going to introduce all the officers or
That's you.
I'm going to say, Chairperson Tim Sullivan, right?
You'll say, so I'd like to make a motion
Motion,
to elect
okay.
the following slate of officers.
And I will name them all up.
Correct.
Okay,
So you'll say yourself too.
yep,
Treasurer Cal Roberts.
I got you. Ernie, will second.
Don't forget to second that one, Ernie.
We'll poke you.
Yeah, he'll be looking for money. All right.
That's before the chicken dinner.
And then at the very end, there will be we'll sing God Bless America. We'll actually have the words up. There's
What
two
screen?
large screens so people can see that. Joe, we expect you to be leading it.
The entire room will evacuate.
But so it's fast. There's, people are there for lunch, right? They're on their lunch breaks. I know a number of people ask what time to start, what time can I get out? We expect to get out. So we do like to, get that, but I think we'll move right through it.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have the video if you'd like to see it, or you can be surprised tomorrow. Which would you prefer?
Surprise us. Surprise.
All right, okay.
Right.
All right, just giving you the option. I have to tell you, when you see the annual report, and I wish I brought it, I have a copy down. The woman who is where, and we're not highlighting her, she just happened to be the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, but she's just an amazing woman, really is an amazing woman. I'm looking forward to introduce her to you and to the people. She will be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
Do we need a motion on this?
No, this is just a review of the procedure for tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you can get there, it's nice if you can get there by 11:30. That gives you the opportunity to say hello to everybody, because we do really want, and everybody will come in, you know, at about quarter of, they start really coming, 5 of a lot.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to say hello to everybody and then start right at noon time.
Yeah.
You looking for an agenda? Yeah. Here we go. We're going. Two items, old, new, and adjourned.
Item 16. Old business, any old business? Hearing none. Item 17, new business. Is there any new business? Item 18, adjournment. By anybody.
So moved.
Second,
Motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask. Don't leave yet, we got a roll call.
Yep.
Seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Pettifat,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carried, unanimous. Meeting adjourned.